Good morning, everybody. This is Stephen Williams, founder and president of the creditrepairshop.com. And in today's video, we're going to talk about student loan forgiveness. This is a huge problem here in our country where people have found themselves with thousands of dollars worth of student loan debt, and they can't even find a job to be able to pay that debt, a lot of them. Their education is important, but some of the prices that people are paying, the return on investment is not materializing for them. So what I did is, well, first I saw a news report that 99% of the people that apply for student loan forgiveness have been getting denied. And when I see stories like that, I always like to want to dig deeper to find out what is really the problem. What are people doing? Because, they could say that people are getting denied, but they don't tell you exactly why. In the article, it just stated that it was a confusing process, which it is confusing, but people can get approved. We've done this for clients, even with the new standards that they have now, which is in a way made it to where they can get you denied. It's like they put an extra step to allow you to be able to get denied. That's what happened after 2016. And from my own personal opinion, they wanted to make it harder for people to be able to get approved for student loan forgiveness. And this is mainly right now, unless you are disabled or have some type of, you have to have a proof of disability, or you have a proof that the school was a fraudulent school. You're only going to be able to get it forgiven if you're doing some type of public service job, or in some cases, doctors. If you're practicing in disadvantaged areas, you can get your student loans forgiven. So first, let's look here. Let's just look at the what they just reported. They said here, and I'm right here just so you can see where I'm at. It says if the borrower is denied for not having submitted the Pslf application, the Tepslf loan servicer informs them that they will need to submit a Pslf application. That's the personal student loan forgiveness application. And then the TEP is a temporary student loan application. And I can get the exact words for it. Let me look here. I'm on my other computer because I just forgot it. So you have your, temporary expanded student loan forgiveness program. And then you have the public student loan forgiveness program application. As they say there, the borrower would then need to start over at the beginning of the process, or right here, beginning of the process, submit a new request for the temporary expanded public service loan forgiveness program. According to education officials, the TEPSLF loan servicer would also check at this stage to see if the borrower had been out of school for at least 10 years. If the borrower has not been out of school for at least 10 years, it would be impossible for them to have qualified for the 120 qualifying payments. That means that you paid on your student loan for 10 years. So the servicer would not continue to review the process and would deny the request. And then we have here the TEPSLF loan servicer request additional income information from the borrower at the time stage in order to determine if they met the specific TEPSLF requirements. Any payments made over 120 qualifying payments will be refunded to the borrower. See, look at that. I told people that you can actually get money back from them. Now, I'm just going to walk you through exactly what they have here on the sheet. It's very confusing. This is why they're saying people are getting denied. So, and I'm just going to read it like it is. It is very confusing. I'm hoping that you can follow me. So the borrower sends an email requesting to be in this program. This is the temporary expanded public service loan forgiveness program. So they send it over, and then they confirm this is the borrower they has submitted for the public service loan forgiveness program, the regular one. So then we got right here the Pslf application not submitted. So then they deny them. So it says here a denial letter telling the borrower to submit this application right here. So you can see right here, just to review it, let's just say it's you contact them, say you want to apply for the temporary expanded program for student loan forgiveness. They tell you that you didn't submit it. You go over here and then you submit. Well, they turn you down first that you didn't submit it. So the next step, what you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to submit the application. Then it's showing here, it says that they placed on hold if determines that it's pending, because you just submitted here. As soon as you re-inform them here, they place it on hold. And then they're waiting to see what happens over here. Then when you get approved here, after it goes through the process and they see that you qualify, then it goes over here and they're saying that people are getting denied because they're thinking that you received the forgiveness from that application, when they've actually set it up that you have to submit that application to be able to get approved for this program. To kind of clear this up, if we want to go back to the way it used to be, they just had this one here and this program here. They just had the public service loan forgiveness program, and people were getting either approved or denied based on what was qualifying in that program. What they've done is they made an extra step that has made it very hard for people to qualify, because they claimed that this was going to make it easier, that they were going to expand it. What they did is they just expanded the confusion. So now let's go here. If you got this application, got denied, and then you went into here, and from what I've been reading, what they've done is, if you were denied in this program, they had this is so-called expanded program, would give you a second shot at getting your student loans forgiven. So now, but what they're trying to be careful of is that if you got something, student loans forgiven in one program, they don't want to allow you to get it done in another program. So now, reading right here, it says that servicer determines whether the borrower has qualified at least 10 years of making of qualified employment. 10 years of at least qualified employment. That wasn't even really something that was in the other program. You did have to make the payments, but from what I remember, you did not have to be they didn't have a qualifying employment statute inside of there. I just took a drink here. And then so now if the borrower is not qualified, they just notify you that you don't qualify to be able to have it forgiven. This is where it goes into the jobs, what type of employment you're in, some type of public service employment. And it looks like that they're trying to also put that for 10 years in that, rather than just being 10 years of making a payment. So now let's go down. If you do qualify, Servicer determines if the borrower's most recent payment and the payments made 12 months prior to the request were at least as much as under an income-driven repayment plan. Okay, so what they're saying here is they want to see if you were making the payments regular, or if you had gotten into an income program. You've heard the commercials where they said, based on your income, they'll refigure your student loans based on your income. And so what it looks like it's doing here is if you were in one of those income-based programs, they're going to kick you right back over here and say that you're not qualified. So now when it goes down, if you qualify, that according to their income-based repayment program qualifications, then you'll move down here. And then it says if you've made at least 120 qualifying payments based on their qualifications for the temporary expanded program, which we can see already where they changed the game, and you're going to have to be in that job for at least 10 years or some type of qualifying employment for that particular field. It's basically going to be based on you being in your field for 10 years, making 10 years worth of payments. And we all know that sometimes when people get out of school, they don't find that job. And so if you haven't been at that job for 10 years, you're not going to be able to get qualified. So then they're going to kick you right back over here and say that you're not qualified. Now, here's a final review here. If the borrower met all eligible requirements to ensure that the temporary expanded program funding is still available, man. So if they do not even have the funding, if the borrower has met all eligibility requirements and checks it, so even if you meet everything and they don't have the funds available for the forgiveness, you can still not get your loans forgiven. But if you don't meet, this one here, they're going to kick it right back over here, and you're going to be starting the process back over again at a different point. Now, the next thing here is if you do, and they're saying only 1% of the people get to that point where they meet all of the requirements and they get their student loans forgiven. Only 1% of the people that file for a student loan program, the temporary expanded program, which is what you have to do now. You can't really go under the other program right now. You have to do it under this one. They're saying that only 1% are meeting it. So what you need to do, and I know that this was very confusing when I keep reading it over and over and over again, and it's like it's very confusing. But I think that this flow chart actually will help you be able to get yourself in order to get it approved, because all you have to do is, number one, determine if you've already submitted here. If you haven't submitted there, you should submit it there, because they're going to require that you do it. Even though that program has taken a back seat to the new program, you still need to go ahead and do that and get that approval done. And then you need to move to the next step. And when you're talking to the person on the phone and you're filling out your paperwork, you need to fill it out and let them know where you're at in that process. Like, if you just really follow this flow chart, you can see where the hurdles are, and you'll be able to make sure that everything is going to be sent in the right way, and also make sure that you really do qualify for the program. And I'm going to put some links here And I'm going to put this PDF also with the video so you can get there and you can read it for yourself, and see what you have to do. And then you can study both programs, the public service loan forgiveness program and the temporary expanded program, so you can see exactly what they're going to look at to determine how they're going to approve you. And then you'll be able to know if it's something that you need to work towards, or if you have to wait a little bit more time and before you try to get your loans forgiven. So this is Stephen Williams, founder and president of the creditrepairshop.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you spending time with me watching this video. And if you need help, you can go to our website, thecreditrepairshop.com. Thank you, and until next time.